Intermittent fasting versus extended fasting. Which one is better? If you haven't yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified every time I post a new video about fasting and health optimization. Fasting and intermittent fasting are both gaining mass adoption. In this video, I will compare the two fasting approaches side by side, meaning intermittent fasting and extended fasting. First of all, let's start with the basics. Intermittent fasting stands for short bursts of fasting, usually performed on a daily basis. Typical schedules would be 16-8, 18-6, and 24, and so on, meaning each day there is a time block when you eat and time block where you do not. And extended fasting is exactly what it sounds like. It's an extended period without food. It may be 24, 36, 48, or more hours. Some people go as far as weeks without food. So which one's better for you? Alright, let's start with a handy little metaphor. Imagine your body is a big garden and you have all sorts of stuff growing there. Trees and flowers and weeds. The simplest way to look at the two types of fasting is like garden maintenance. Short-term fasting would be like you allocating a few hours on the weekends, popping in the garden, raking some leaves, pulling some weeds, trimming some bushes and watering the flowers. If you stay consistent, you can get your garden in a pretty good shape and more importantly, keep it in a very good shape. Those few hours mean that your garden always looks and feels neat, tidy, and healthy. And long-term fasting would be you and a few very skilled helpers allocating an entire week to your garden. Now you can do all the real juicy work that you've been looking forward to. Remodel parts, move and improve flower beds, repave the footpaths, and even redesign the layout for a more zen-like feel. Both work in the same way, but with some key differences. And depending on the goal you're trying to achieve, you can pick one or the other. So let's drop the metaphor and go over some pros and cons. Short-term fasting or intermittent fasting. Given the short duration of this form of fasting, is suitable as a lifestyle tool. It's easily incorporated in your life. If you skip breakfast, you literally have to do less. Less shopping, less planning, less time spent on eating. It's a great tool for maintaining your progress. If you have achieved your goal physique or health level, then IM or intermittent fasting will let you maintain it. If you do it at regular intervals and stay strict to it, then it will improve your sleep because fasted and fed states influences your circadian rhythms, just like blue light does. And overall, intermittent fasting is a control tool. It lets you live a normal life and stay in good shape and health. And as for cons, maybe a slight habit change if you want to be picky. On the other hand, long-term fasting is a more serious tool for lasting change. You can create a radical, fast body transformation, lose fat and keep muscle, and do it really quickly, thanks to the massive calorie deficits and the effects of ketosis. It also absolutely crushes inflammatory markers, which will minimize and even undo many of the diseases ending with itis, like arthritis, gastritis, and so on. The ending itis literally means it's an inflammatory disease. You can also maximize the benefits of autophagy, which are cell repair and cell regeneration. Autophagy literally rebuilds your body to be more efficient. Autophagy is an amazing tool. It will deep clean your body of toxins, senescent cells, and even cancer cells. It will also let you get your body to release a powerful anti-aging hormone cocktail like IGF, HGH, BDNF, just to name a few. You can also achieve deep mental clarity, sometimes even to a spiritual level. I know it sounds funny, I've been there a few times, and the level of clarity you can get is profound. And as far as cons, your metabolism will slow down over time if you keep on an extended fast. You will also lose some strength. It does require planning, and it requires for you to make some sacrifices socially, because if you don't eat when everyone else is and it's been a couple of days, it is harder. And finally, it is harder to start and it's harder to stick to. So what's the optimal strategy to get the most benefits with the least costs? That's what I'll cover next. First though, I'm curious, have you ever tried fasting? If so, what's the longest you've gone without food? And how did you feel? Leave a comment below and let me know. Right. So the optimal setup. I may be biased, but this is what I do. The answer is really, you do both. Having a set eating window on most days, meaning intermittent fasting, and in addition do, say, a longer 24 or 36 hour fast a few times a month. It's when they're combined like this that you can transform your health and keep it that way. The longer fasts have so much power that they allow you to be human and make mistakes. Maybe you have a meal out, Maybe you have some drinks, one fast, and it's undone. I'll probably get some disgruntled fasting purists who say that fasting shouldn't be used this way, but the reality is it really can be. Just to make this clear, I eat healthy and whole foods like 70 to 80% of the time. But sometimes I want to be social and have a pizza night. Maybe I have some beers. One fast and that's wiped off your body. That's how powerful these fasts are. And if you do a regular 16-8 on top of it, you get to keep your body in a metabolically advantageous position. Together, they can create a lifestyle program that kind of makes you bulletproof. That's how I use them. So to wrap it up, here's an easy way to implement this in your life. Start by exploring the intermittent fasting route. Get used to it until you can do at least 5 or 6 days a week of intermittent fasting. And when you feel ready for the big leap, so to say, or get the big guns out, stop at the end of one of your regular feeding windows and just don't eat until you feel like you have to the following day. Note how difficult or easy it felt and where the stumbling blocks are, if any. Then pick a day that's more suited for the longer fast and repeat as often as you like. If you enjoy this content and would like to see me put my money where my mouth is, so to say, then click here to watch me get clinically obese and then lose it all with my special brand of fasting that I call metabolic fasting. It's a pretty dumb journey, but hopefully it shows just how rapidly you can transform your body with fasting. That's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe and share. Thanks and see you soon.